Alrighty, welcome back everybody. We saw a tiny little blue hedgehog-looking fella in the last game, which I guess sort of kicks off our next Sonic block. Although having said that, we are throwing over to Tails' adventure over on the Game Gear. We're heading around some Sega hardware and we're seeing what is Tails up to on his adventure. We are going to be going through this with Mindezzy, and Huz is going to be on comms. Over to you two lovely people.
Alright, UKSG, you ready for a Sonic block?
Woo!
Woo! Well, unfortunately, we're going to start with Tails block, which is better. So, this is Tails Adventure. I'm Mindez. This is a Game Gear Metroidvania in the Sonic series. Somehow, it's an official Sonic game. And I am joined by...
Hi, I am HUD601, I run Sonic games, and I want to remind everyone this is Tails Adventures with an S.
Yeah, so sometimes it's Tails Adventures, sometimes it's Tails Adventures. It's a little bit ambiguous at times, this game. But yeah, I think we're just going to go ahead and get straight into it. So we are going to begin from new game in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck.
All right. So, Tails Adventure, as I've said, is a Metroidvania, so there's a world map, and we've got different areas, and we're going to be unlocking new abilities to get to new places, unlocking new areas of the map, things like that. Going back to previous areas to like open up paths that we couldn't previously go before. I now have to explain what we're doing right now, because what we're doing right now is a little bit of an exploit called Infinite Flight. Like exploit, I guess. It's not a glitch. This is a glitchless run. It's not a glitch. Mm-hmm. But we only do this like at the very beginning of the game because our flight meter is so low at the moment. But what we can do is we can just flight cancel and restart our flight to basically have an infinite flight meter. We are pretty much going to do it on these couple of screens and then never again. So yeah, enjoy it. And I think that's pretty much the end of the infinite flight section. There is a lot of lag in this because it is a Game Gear game. There's a lot of inputs that are going to be eaten, and pretty much anything you do that creates projectiles or anything creates lag. So we're gonna try and interact with things as absolutely little as possible throughout this run. We're gonna try and stay low here to let him turn around, and then we're gonna go right past. And yeah, we're gonna go ahead and fly over here. And we're going to get our first upgrade.
Ooh. So how do we get upgrades in this game, Mindez?
We just pick them up.
We pick them up?
They're just on the ground. So there we go. We got the... it's completely hidden by the actual world geometry.
The roster.
Yeah, this is a It's a Chaos Emerald.
Hey!
This game has 7 of them.
It does. We're not picking up all 7, though.
We're not picking up all 7. We'll pick up 4 of them, just because they happen to be pretty much on the way. But what the Chaos Emeralds do is they give us more health. Health is determined by our rings at the top. So as we get hit, we lose rings. We don't lose all of our rings when hit, like in most Sonic games, but we're gonna take 2 hits every time we get hit by the boss. And it also increases the length of our flight meter, so you can see we can now fly for a lot longer. And now we're gonna get our second upgrade, probably the most important upgrade of the game, and that is the remote robot.
Ooh.
And that's going to let us go on to our next stage as well, which is Volcanic Tunnel.
So I just want to point out, for anyone who's looking at this and thinking, is that bombs that this 8-year-old character is carrying and throwing around? Yes. Tails uses bombs as his primary weapon in this game. So, yeah, Tails is currently on the path to destruction.
Pretty much. As far as the lore of this game goes, this is set kind of before Tails has met Sonic. So it's when Tails is just living, on Coco Island, building weapons of mass destruction.
He's gone down the wrong path.
Yeah.
And he needs to meet Sonic to be shown the light.
Meeting Sonic really turns him around, really makes him, way more chill.
It's amazing what the power of friendship can do.
It really is. So the robot we can send into little narrow spaces that Tails can't get through, and we're going to pick up our third upgrade here, which is the remote bomb. There's like 5 different types of bomb upgrade in this game.
Remember, 8 years old.
8 years old. Sonic is in this game as well. We're not gonna go pick him up because he's way out of the way. But There is a Sonic power-up. There's a Knuckles power-up as well. And a Fang power-up.
Is there really?
Yeah.
Ah.
Did you say Knuckles power up?
There is.
There is a
Timmy.
Knuckles power-up.
I wonder what the Knuckles power will do. Can he climb?
It lets you punch through walls, I think.
Why would we need to do that? We got bombs.
How dare.
Exactly. That's why we don't go get it.
I can see why Knuckles is the worst character.
So, the spicy takes in this run right now. So this is the Volcanic Tunnel is one of the very few times in this game where health is actually going to be at a premium. We're kind of past the important part. So most enemies here will do one damage to us when we hit them, but if we fall in lava, we take 4 damage. So if we fall in lava a bit too much, or touch spikes as well, they'd also do 4 damage. We can be in a lot of trouble. We're going to stay just the right height there to avoid that fire and the spike. We're going to destroy the first tile here so that mouse creature can't follow us. And we're going to get our next upgrade, which is another Chaos Emerald. This is the green Chaos Emerald. You can tell because it's got the letter G on it.
That's literally how you tell.
That's literally how you tell. It's not like they could like... It's not, look, they're working with a very limited number of colours, okay? Oops, I did not mean to go up there. That's fine.
So you can see they're using the remote bomb. It doesn't explode immediately on impact. You can actually allow it to kind of travel a little bit, which is one of the reasons we pick that particular power-up up.
Absolutely. The other thing, I guess, about Tails is that he's got kind of a loadout. You have to equip items to Tails before you enter a place. So we can go back to Tails' house to do that. But at the moment, we only have 3 upgrades that Tails can actually use. The Chaos Emeralds are just passive upgrades. So... we've kind of got everything equipped at the moment, but later on we're going to have to go back to Tails' house and actually switch items. We can only have 4 things. I'm having a lot of trouble down here. We only have 4 things equipped at once that we can use. So if you play this game casually and you bring the wrong item to an area, tough luck. You're going to have to leave and come back with the right item.
So for people that play traditional 2D Sonic games, this is something that, like you say, it's Metroidvania style. Like the fact that you can leave areas and come back to it.
Yeah.
You're not kind of stuck in a level once you start it.
Yeah, exactly. So it's kind of... There's a lot of exploration involved in it. And it's something that I feel like the Sonic series never really returned to. It was an experiment.
Sure was.
But I don't know. I think this game is super fun as far as Metroidvanias go. I mean, I do like my Metroidvanias. We're going to get hit by these cuckoo. Incidentally, the enemies that we're fighting, they're not badniks or anything. There's no... Robotnik's not in this game. There's no Eggman or anything.
Oh, poor Dr. Robert.
Poor Dr. Robert. This is the Cuckoo Empire. So they're like a faction of bird creatures that's like warlike and has an army. I don't know. There's a lot of lore. But yeah, so we're climbing up Poly Mountain here, and we're going to find our next boss, which is Speedy. He's the leader of the Cuckoo Army. We're going to fight him a couple of times throughout this game. And we're basically just challenging him to a fly-off, I guess. We're just like racing to the top of the mountain. Oh, well, that was a really bad place to get hit. So for some reason on this screen we have infinite flight, just like as standard. We don't have a flight meter, literally just for this boss fight. And Speedy's going to come down the screen, and ideally we don't want to get hit by him, or we want to like get hit by him and immediately land and then jump because that's slightly faster. His position is determined by Tails'... That was really... Oh, God, that was a terrible place to fall, and that was all my own fault as well. That wasn't even Speedy. So
yeah, when you do get hit, you can't move. It's just going straight down.
Exactly. Like, falling while having damage, or after taking damage is completely very, very painful, especially when you fall that far down.
So can you manipulate Speedy's position as you're going up?
So Speedy's position is kind of... It's determined by Tails' X and Y position, but even just moving like a pixel completely throws it off to a different column. So getting it like consistent would be pretty much frame perfect all the way up.
So what you're telling me is it's technically possible?
It's technically possible. One day this game will be optimized to that level. This is not that day. All right, we've made it to the top.
Hey.
We don't have a lot of health, but that's fine because Speedy, for our victory, even though he totally got here first, is going to give us a Chaos Emerald.
Woo!
The purple Chaos Emerald. Let's go with purple. And Speedy is going to fly off over there to Cocoa Island, where we're going to spend most of the game trying to get there, basically. So we're spending most of this game trying to chase Speedy. We also here build the Sea Fox. So this is Tails' submarine. And that's going to let us access some new areas.
I mean, because who doesn't have a submarine at home?
Exactly. You know, just a casual submarine. So this is Lake Rocky. Lake Rocky is kind of the main water hub. We're going to come back here like 4 times and take 4 different exits each time to get to different parts of the island. For now, all we have on this submarine is just like a single gun that fires straight in a straight line. You know, we can't shoot up or down, so we can't break things above or below us. So we can only just go pretty much straight to the end and take the one exit we can take. But as we get more upgrades, that will change. Also, the game lags every time you fire your weapon with this thing because a single fire creates like 4 projectiles, and the whole game lags for a few frames. So again, we're just going to try and shoot as little as possible, and kind of break through these walls using the drill on the front of our submarine. Head back. We want to head at a very specific height here so that we don't hit that mine below us. Never mind, I was a pixel too low. It's really awkward because like just tapping up takes you a few pixels up, but if you hit the top wall, it like knocks you down right back into it. So I feel this is a really it's a really easy game to like get the route of, but the actual like micro movements are sometimes a little bit finicky. And that's going to take us through to Cavern Island.
So I think this would probably be a good time to say, Hibby, got any messages for us?
Yes, I do. We'd like to mentioned earlier that we were thankful for ESA for letting us lend the channel and some of their stuff, some of their resources. We'd also like to thank BSG for supporting this marathon. Our friends over in the rest of Europe, they hold bi-monthly gatherings in the Netherlands, and they've supported UKSG from the beginning by spreading the word and providing us with a channel to stream on in past sessions, among other things. Their next regular event will be announced in the near future, and they're also opening up their platform for people to run their own show with their new BSG Sprints program. If you're interested, feel free to pitch your show at sprints@bsgmarathon.com.
Thank you very much.
Yep. So the main gimmick in Cavern Island is water, like channels and currents, particularly. So a lot of these waterways are trying to push us in certain directions. It's not been an issue so far, but for example, like this tunnel here pushes us down, but there's an upgrade at the top of it that we want, so we're actually just going to send the robot up, because the robot is not affected in the slightest by these water currents. So we can just send the robot up, and now this is mine.
Oh. Sure.
It's mine. Well, it's Tails', because, you know, what 8-year-old wouldn't love the gift of mines?
On top of both bombs and remote bombs.
Yeah, exactly. Just Tails has everything that a growing warmonger could need.
I say, at what point does Tails become a superpower?
Yeah, that climb's a little bit awkward because of the bats. The bats are really annoying about hitting you down at that point. We're going to take some damage boost here because for some reason they knock you in the direction that we actually want to go, even though that's not how knockbacks normally work. So that's nice. And here we're going to abuse the fact that when Tails gets hit, he kind of enters that kind of like state of just being knocked down. That waterway usually knocks you up. I need to use bomb on you. Okay, get out of the way, thank you. That waterway there usually knocks us up, but because we were in that kind of like getting hit falling animation, we were knocked down, and that takes priority over it. I'm actually a little bit maybe short of health. We've got a boss fight coming up that is a little bit, probably like the most ad hoc boss in the game. It's a bit of a damage race to actually defeat. I think I might try and like get a couple of rings on the way if I can. No, we're just going to tank our way through here. Cool. All right, fine. That's fine.
That's fine.
It's all fine. What could go wrong? You know what could possibly go wrong? We could give an 8-year-old kid napalm. could go wrong? So yeah, that's the napalm bomb. That's one of the main reasons we come to this place, is to get the napalm.
I think it's at this point Tails is reaching the level of dictator. Just, we're getting there.
Yeah. So, I just imagine, like, the Sega execs in like one day were like, we need to make a game about this cute fox, right? It's like a prequel, so you know it's set before they meet Sonic. You know, what are the defining characteristics? You know, they're a bit of an inventor. We'll just give them bombs. It's fine.
I can't believe earlier where we were hearing Knuckles slander, and you are developing a dictator in this game. I'm not having any of it personally.
Well, that's the thing. This is a whole like redemption arc, because like meeting Sonic really like mellows him out, and you know makes him realize that there's other ways to solve your problems, Tails.
Can I just say, at that point, we've now become a superpower. We have anti-air missiles.
We have anti-air missiles as well.
Oh, good
I
Lord.
forgot about that one.
Some people say dictator. Other people just say, you know, genius. Who knows?
All right, so we're gonna equip the anti-air missiles to our Sea Fox,
He's misunderstood.
as well as the mines, so that now we can destroy things above and below us. And we're gonna go back to Lake Rocky, and we're gonna take our second exit from here. So you can see we've got the anti-air missiles equipped already. I'm probably just gonna take a bit of damage boost through these to not have to equipment swap. Because the way you actually swap equipment is to like pause the game, and it's probably just faster to just tank it in that situation. And now we have our next boss, which is like this polluting ship. I don't know. They're just throwing barrels into the river. We're just fighting the concept of pollution. we're just gonna sit here and just spam anti-air missiles. And yeah, it's great because they can't hit us. Like we can just sit right here. There was no design that went into this boss whatsoever as far as gameplay goes.
I mean, I feel like the concept of pollution would maybe take a while to actually do any real damage. That's
True. Yeah, that's true. So eventually they'll all like do damage all in one go.
Why are the barrels the size of thimbles?
I mean, they're like the size of Tails' head. Yeah, they're like, it's like tailoring pollution. It's a real like proper problem of our time, with all these like tailors throwing out their like thread bobbin. I don't know.
So yeah, we stop pollution by sinking the ship with the pollution on it.
And then we go to Green Island, which isn't going to be green after we leave it, because this is where we use the napalm.
Oh god. It's Angel Island all over again. It's Angel Island before Angel Island.
So we're going to get the napalm out, we're going to throw the napalm, and we're going to destroy this over here. This is the one use of the napalm in the entire game, and it's done. All right, cool, that was fun. Tails has had his fill of napalm-based action right now.
Let that be a warning to you all.
And yeah, we're just going to go ahead and... So there's a lot of... Like, one of the things that they do in this game when they don't want you to fly somewhere is they just put wind there. So there's actually a wind tunnel in that shaft there that like pushes you down if you try and fly up it. But using a trampoline to get up is absolutely fine. So like using a spring to get up is absolutely fine. So like,
gameplay.
They just really want you to solve that puzzle in a certain way. And now we're going to open up this tunnel here, send our robot down, and we're going to get our next upgrade, which is the entire reason that we came to Green Island. And as speedrunners, I'm sure that you will all appreciate the need for extra speed!
Woo!
Which actually is not a Tails upgrade, that's an upgrade for the Sea Fox, and it's not even one that we can use in Lake Rocky to actually like go faster or anything. The upgrades in this game are questionably named. It has to be said. And then we're going to leave. There are a lot more upgrades that we could get in Green Island, one of which is night vision goggles that let us see in one of the upcoming levels. But that just seems really slow. We're not going to go get those. Like, why would we need to see in an upcoming level? Like,
I mean, no one needs to see.
No, exactly.
No one's speedrunning.
So we're going to head back to Tails' house, use this really, really awkward, janky map. We're going to go to the dock, and we're going to equip the Sea Fox with the extra speed module. And then we're going to go back to Lake Rocky and take our third exit. So this at this point, the third exit is most of the way back to the first exit again. So we're going to be repeating a lot of the path that we've currently taken. This is probably a good time for donations or any other comments if you have anything to read.
Brilliant. Yes, we have had a $15 donation come in from Alice saying, "Good luck with the run, Mindez. You're doing amazing. Even if Huds is slandering Best Boy Knuckles." In brackets, how could he? There we go. The little interaction going on there. That $15 has also gone towards the Japanese music choice for Sonic CD, which is coming after this. I know we're talking about Sonic Block, but it's a little Tails-centric to start off with, but it's going to change near the end. But yeah, thank you for the donation, Alice, and keep them coming in, folks.
So Japanese soundtrack is the correct choice.
Yeah.
Yep.
Say what you like, Nost. It's still the correct choice.
So yeah, we're going to come over here. We're going to get hit by that mine again. So I failed both times this time. Sometimes I get both of them. Sometimes I get none of them. This time was a none. We do actually need to conserve health here, which is something I'm doing a very, very bad job of. So I'm going to... Oh, great. Take more damage. Cool. I was going to say I was going to destroy one of them to see if they dropped a ring, but... that ain't good. From this point on, pretty much everything that hits me is going to do 5 points of damage. It's going to be real tight. We don't want to be too good about not taking damage, but because we are going to use a death abuse strat coming up, so we do want to be kind of low on health, but we do at least want some safety. So ideally we want kind of between 5 and 8 rings is usually pretty ideal. We're going to take 10 mandatory damage here. Because those mines that drop from those things like hurt you regardless of whether they hit you or not. So we can only take 4 hits, which is a little bit low. I'm kind of tempted to take really, really baby safety strats and head back to Tails' house at this point and heal. But I'm not going to, so yeah, deal with it. If we die, it's fine. We don't need to go through Lake Rocky again, so it'll pretty much be just as if we did that. So this is what the extra speed does. When we use it, it plays a sound effect, and if we jump while that sound effect is playing, we get a high jump. So it's really just like more of a jump than actual extra speed. It does kind of give you extra speed, like horizontally. You'll notice there are barrels coming towards us. Those are our biggest... Nice.
Hey, nice.
Got that in one. That's
First
a really
try.
that's a really tight jump. Oh, taking damage where I really shouldn't be. I was way too complacent there. The main danger here is the barrels that come down the river. So there's none down here. They are all at specific points, but oh god, okay. They are all at specific points, but if you hesitate and go back even a pixel and then go back onto the pixel that they spawn, they'll just spawn again. So, you pretty much have to take them full on. Although one didn't spawn there, and I'm wondering why not. I have never seen that before. Interesting. We'll have that never happened before, I guess. Oh, all right, that was weird. I think I just jumped off screen. I'm going to intentionally take damage against that. That's the last barrel, and I kind of want to be slightly lower health than I was. So that went really well, actually.
Nice.
And now I'm going to shut up and let Huz commentate this bit, because this is the part where we did not get the night vision goggles, so I need to concentrate on where I'm going.
Yeah, so this is the reason we would have picked up the night vision goggles. So this is Polymine 2. As you can see, it's completely in the dark. Mindez is going to be navigating this whole thing through the dark. I believe, are we already on screen 2? I think
we're on screen 2, yeah.
Wow. So yeah, this one's really complex. So Mindez is going to be using the lava plumes in the pools and the enemies to kind of get our bearings. Effectively, we're going to be heading right until we reach a wall. We're going to jump up, climb on a ledge, fly straight up and left until we climb onto some stairs. I think we might already be past that.
We are on the stairs now.
Fantastic. So we're going to be continuing to head left. We're going to be bombing enemies and walls as we need to, and just keeping an eye on the ceiling above us. Should see 2 lava plumes coming up.
So we also destroyed some ground there. That's where we're going to do our death abuse. But here's the lava pit on the right.
There we go. So we're going to fly up. So yeah, this bit's... so where are we? Even I'm lost. I've got all the notes, and even I'm lost.
We did an overarm throw there. You can do two different types of bomb throws. You can do overarm and underarm. We're going to do some overarm throws here because there's a pillar that we need to make little notches in.
Yes.
To climb up.
So this bit's really hard. So I believe that's the second jump. There's the third one. Now it's figuring out which ledge we're on.
Okay, that should be good.
There we go.
And we should create. We basically need to get up here to create a path for the robot. As long as we can get through here, which we can, perfect.
Excellent.
We can send the robot up here to pick up our next upgrade, which is the main reason that we came here. And it's a new type of bomb.
Another one.
It's the large bomb. Because we've all been really small up to this point.
How imaginatively named.
Yeah, we're going to fall off, we're going to fall into this lava, and we're going to take a death abuse. This is a Game Gear specific trick, because there was a remake for this, a fan remake on the that runs on the Master System, where the screens are slightly wider. But when you actually take a death, it remembers what you have in a password. Whereas the Master System uses like RAM saving. So yeah, we can just like do death abuse and keep all the items that we got up to that point. So it's just a way to basically get back to the map quicker.
So this should be Polymountain our second visit.
So yeah, this is we used to do Polymountain 2 at this point. I've actually swapped it around slightly in the route so that we do we go back to Volcanic Tunnel first.
Oh.
So we're coming back to Volcanic Tunnel, which is an area we came really early in the run, because we now with the large bomb we can now blow up a wall that we couldn't before, and get to a new area which has an upgrade that we need. But yeah, the reason I swapped them around, so we also need to go to Polymountain 2 to get an item as well. And it's pretty much the same. We're just going to them, blowing up something with a large bomb, and then leaving. So there's not a lot of benefit from doing them in a certain order. But if we do this first, then we already have the large bomb equipped for the next place. So it saves us a menu.
Gotta save the frames.
Gotta save the frames, exactly.
Oh, it's at least, what, a second?
Actually, yeah, with the amount of time this game takes to pause, pretty much. Yeah. It all adds up. Like, it really does. There's a whole load of thought that went into like the routing of where we place items in the inventory, and I'm completely messing it up. We got the full 4 block destruction there. Ooh. So when the large bomb especially blows up walls, it seems to be very random as to whether it blows up 1 tile, 2 tiles, 3 tiles, 4 tiles. So here especially, where we're doing like a long dig, we ideally want to get a few double explosions like that. That's really good. Hey. So there's another double explosion. Oh my god, that's really good.
Oh wow.
What is going on here?
All the way.
That is by far the fastest I've done that. It was 3 double explosions?
That's incredibly rare. Incredibly so.
Yeah, I have literally never had that before. Let's go. We're on a good pace right now. Hopefully we can get this will destroy both tiles as well. Oh my god, it actually did. You know what? I'm taking this PC, I think. Like, I don't care if this is UKSG's PC. I'm like, this is my PC now.
May the RNG be ever in your favor.
Yep, we're going to, like, cheese this boss. This is some built-in cheese. You just land behind the boss and use the large bombs and, like, kill the boss in 3 hits. Otherwise, that's a really annoying boss.
And picked up some extra armor.
Yes, extra armor. So, again, that's an upgrade for the Sea Fox. We're going to head to the dock. Oh, wait, no, we're not going to head to the dock. We are going to leave, and we're going to go to Polymountain 2, or Polymountain 1 even, and pick up the other item that we need. It's here. So, yeah, you can see we've already got the large bomb equipped. We're going to try and get through these without stopping or getting damage boosted. There we go.
Oh, nice.
You have to, like, spam bombs, but if you spam too early, you just place a bomb on the ground and you can't place another one. So it has to actually, like, when it places, it has to actually hit the hitbox of them. And we're going to, again, if the large bomb, like, actually touches sprites, it blows up all instantly. We get the Rocket Booter. The Rocket, a very misspelled name. There's a couple of, like, item names that are misspelled in this, but the Rocket Booter is probably my favorite. Actually, I think my favorite's the Rado. The radio. It's meant to be a radio because it lets you change the music of the game. but it's
Perfect.
spelled R-A-I-D-O. But yeah, the rocket booster, which I assume is supposed to be a rocket booster, is going to allow us to turn the Sea Fox into the Sky Fox and make it into a plane.
You're telling me it doesn't equip boots?
That's exactly what I'm telling you, yes.
Oh.
We're going to get rid of the Vulcan gun as well for the rocket booter. And we are ready to go into Lake Rocky and into our final visit to Lake Rocky, actually. Wow, we're really near the end of this run already.
Yeah. It's been cracking
really
so
does,
far.
It really does fly. So this is the extra armor. When we use it, we get this invincibility shield effect. And we can just run through everything. Like, don't even worry about it.
Since we're back in Lake Rocky for full time, Hibby, any messages?
Yeah, just a few. We've had a couple more donations coming in. We've got $5 from Danger saying, Mindez! It's not a real Sunday afternoon without you. Donating for the US OST just because HUD said not to. And then another $15 from Nanaki Emi saying, today I learned Tails is a pyromaniac. This causes more questions than it answers. Keep going, Mindez. You are doing great.
Heck yeah, thank you all for the donations. So, the mines and the extra armor are going to let us go down here. So we're going to use the extra armor. Every single screen, we're going to need to use the extra armor at the beginning. We keep the extra armor all the way through the screen. So the extra armor only resets when we actually do a screen transition. But we're also going to need the mines on every single screen as well, because every single one of them has something below us that we need to destroy. So there's a lot of just, like, boring item switching on this section, really. This is the section that I called the Gauntlet. I suspect that the only purpose of the Gauntlet is to basically make you prove that you have the extra armor. Because every single thing on the screen does 5 points of damage. Every single enemy, every single projectile, these bombs that are going to fall, these mines. And the thing is, they do 5 damage regardless of whether they hit you or not. If they just explode on screen, like on the same screen that you're on, they still do 5 points of damage. It's you just can't get through here without the extra armor. Like there are a couple of ways. But you need some item, and the extra armor is the fastest one to acquire that we've found.
So talking about that, you said we found. So until recently, this game wasn't rooted, was it?
Yeah, exactly. So we routed this game. Myself, Amber Cypern, and Jimmy Diamonds. We routed this game back in March, I think it was, for a GDQ event called Sonic and the Glitchless Gauntlet. And I ran it there for the first time in a marathon, and yeah. So a lot of this, this is all very new route. Nobody else has really run this version of the game, this route, except me. So I've got kind of de facto world record. So please, someone please come take it off me and give me some competition, please. I've been way too complacent with optimizing this run.
It's fine. I know a certain Scottish speedy boy who's probably going to end up having to do this at some point.
That is true.
Where is he? There he is.
All right, so after that, we get through to Coco Island. So this is where Speedy went to. And this is our first foray into the battle fortress of the Cuckoo Empire. So in here, we've got the gimmick of these destroyable walls. We've got the gimmick of these arrow blocks where you can only go one way through them. We're going to try and not go through most of these because most of them just send you backwards. And we have the gimmick of these switches which disable these lightning fences. Tails doesn't have to be the one that presses the switch. We can send our robot, so we're going to send the robot down to press this one, recall the robot, and then send the robot out again to go down and press this one over here to get rid of the lightning gate on the right. And I've accidentally gone down, so we have to go back. Whoops. I always get confident that I can fly in time, but somehow never make it. So we'll do that slightly safer this time, because you don't have a lot of time to really fly. There we go. As long as we jump into it, it's fine. So we're going to head down here to the left. There's a lot of conveyor belts as well. Some of them work with us, some of them work against us. We're going to obviously be using the ones that work with us to our advantage, and just flying over the ones that work against us. We do not race this bomb. That is the thing I have learned.
It's never going to work.
Nope. It only ever ends badly. I'm going to fly up here. These enemies as well, these like snipers, they kind of like similar to Sniper Joes in Mega Man in that they're only vulnerable when they're actually standing up. So yeah, we'll just damage boost through them or fly over them. There is no way we're wasting time to actually like kill them.
Just because I can hear them talking about it behind me, can we talk about Tails' absolute swag as he walks?
Oh, absolutely. The swag walk is the most delightful part of this game.
I mean, as we've already established, as an 8-year-old world superpower dictator,
Yeah,
I mean, I'd probably be walking with a fair bit of swag.
that's true. Oh no! Okay, so what we're doing here is we're trying to keep the robot above these conveyor belts, because these conveyor belts are always working against the robot. But we also did not want to get hit by that tractor beam. That's what's caused the robots to recall. Yeah. We can there's just about enough height that we can fly over that one. Otherwise, we have to jump very awkwardly over it. And we're going to take it very safe and not get hit by that tractor beam. And press the switch on the other side so that we can keep on going. And we're basically just going to keep like using bombs on the robot to hit switches throughout the rest of this area.
Now, I can imagine this mod. I mean, it's a fairly linear one. This, although there are puzzles involved in this particular level.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the actual precise movement, as Mindezzy was saying, like to actually get the robot flying, like these tiny tunnels, there is effectively like 1 to 2 pixels of movement in this.
Yeah.
You get it wrong if there's like the treadmills underneath you coming all the way back. Obviously, you've got the little radar beam things that will then recall the robot for you. It's really tricky to get this one right.
Yeah, and flying above conveyor belts especially, like it's all right here obviously because there's like a couple of blocks worth of gap, but sometimes it is really, really tricky. Nope, don't want to go up there. So this brings us to the end of Coco Island and onto our next boss, Dr. Fukurikov. Nope, not here. Through this wall.
Sorry, Doctor, what was that?
Dr. Fukurikov.
Dr.
So Dr. Fukurikov is the weapons engineer of the Cuckoo Army. He's like an owl creature, I think.
I swear he's an owl-sheep hybrid.
Definitely. So what we're going to do is we're going to very, very awkwardly toss a bomb into this gap. It's really, really finicky and precise. That's going to open up a path that's just big enough for our robot friend to get in. And we're going to fly through these tunnels. Again, we're trying not to land here, but doing these corners is really, really difficult to actually like keep your flight. Because again, you only have a couple of pixels. Up here, it's literally impossible because the top of the screen pushes you down. We're going to go back into flight, and we're going to use this very, very handily placed rock.
How convenient.
To just
wow. Mindezzy.
And we're going to crush him.
It's PG. It's like Hot Fuzz all over again.
Yeah. And then Coco Island flies off into the air. And this is why we need the Sky Fox. So to get the Sky Fox, we need to go back to Tails' house, and then we can immediately press ready because we've already got all the equipment stuff that we need for it. And I hope everyone likes auto-scrollers. It's a Sonic game. It's a Tails section in a Sonic game. We're just going to hold right.
Yay! Woo!
Hey! Let's go.
Welcome to Sky Chase.
Why is it every level in the Sonic game that involves the sky is effectively this?
Yep.
Hibby, fill us in.
Alrighty, just a reminder that we at UKSG Autumn 2022, we are raising money for Crisis, a charity that is trying to eliminate homelessness in the UK. Just sort of a few facts here and there. Over 200,000 households in England are experiencing the worst forms of homelessness, including sleeping on the street, drifting from sofa to sofa, or stuck in an unsuitable temporary accommodation like B&Bs far away from their support networks. But this is something that we can help out with. We have already raised a stunning $2,875, and hey, we can keep going. Our next target, if we're sort of having a look at the previous events, was Winter 2022, where we raised $3,066. So hey, we can hit that, can't we?
So
we can totally hit that.
Come on, let's get this done during the Sonic block.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Featuring Tails heavily.
This Tails block with a bit of Sonic. It's So this is the second part of Sky Chase. Again, I'm just pretty much holding up, but we do need to destroy these enemies on the right with the anti-air missiles. And this is pretty much going to be it for Battle Fortress 1. So we're going to be entering, as soon as we get to the top here, we're going to be entering Battle Fortress 2, which is the very last area of the run. We've still got full health, which actually is kind of rare. We need to start out with a really low conveyor fly, just to get under there, because this conveyor is working against us. There is an item, again, like, there's a lot of things that we make difficult for ourselves by just not going getting the upgrades. Like, there is an item that lets us reverse the directions of conveyor belts. But yeah, again, it's all just really slow. Why would we go do that?
No one needs it to be easy.
Yeah, exactly. We don't speedrun for things to be easy, okay? So we come around here just literally to hit that switch, which is going to turn off a lightning barrier that was here. We are going to do another really awkward conveyor belt fly, if I can get the height. I could not get the height. Come on, very quickly. Under. There we go. Okay, we're just going to jump across that. That's kind of the alternative, is just to jump across. It's just like the fly of shame, the jumps of shame. We get Tails over here. We're going to use the remote robot, send him back. Now the conveyor belt is working in our favor. And he's going to go press a switch that is right underneath Tails. That's why we put Tails over there, just so that the recall animation of the robot is really, really quick. Because it just moves pretty much as fast as possible in Tails' general direction. And yeah, this whole like Battle Fortress is meant to be like basically a load of puzzles around using the robot and, you know, using like fighting conveyor belts and stuff like that. So I really like I quite like the design of this like area. I'm very much a puzzle person. Right, we're gonna damage boost off that cuckoo there, and we're gonna enter the final screen of exploration, which is just over here. So again, a lot of puzzles where we need to send the robot in here, a lot of one-way gates, especially in this one. We basically need to make our way all the way up to the top, where we are going to have our final boss fight waiting for us. These conveyor belts, again, all work against us, so we're going to fly over them. We are going to have to take a damage boost at some point, because there's going to be enemies coming along these conveyor belts. But we can beat out most of them. Oh, and we want to stay low to get in here. This is so awkward. There we go.
Hey.
That's actually like a doorway. It really does not look like it. Alright, don't want to... We do want to go through some of these, but not most of them. Let him fire, and then we'll go up here. We're going to take a damage boost on this next one, which hopefully won't knock us down. No, it didn't. Good. Whew. Every now and then, that one decides to knock me all the way down to the bottom. And then we have another really precise robot section where we need to get a very specific height. Right here. That looks good. Oh, that was really good. Oh, that was
First
beautiful.
Try.
So let's just fly over that conveyor belt and just hold left to avoid all of the tractor beams as well. Get the robot to hit the switch. We're going to switch the bombs, destroy these walls, and send the robot for the very last time in the run just up here to hit the final switch. You can see the lag as well when the robot actually like enters flight, and that turns off a laser lightning gate that was here. And now we're on to the final boss. So there's two stages to the final boss. Firstly, we're going to fight Speedy. Oh, I have messed up. So yep, we're definitely not on cycle now. That's fine. Again, Game Gear really likes eating inputs, especially if there's anything else on screen. So So that's just the thing it does. We're just going to try and get as many hits as possible. We need 12 hits total. We should be fine for health. Sometimes health's a little bit sketchy on the final phase.
So Speedy's pattern here predetermined?
Speedy's pattern entirely predetermined. Invulnerable when doing that attack from attacks directly, but you can attack from above to get a few more hits on, as we are doing here. Gonna get hit there. Oh no! Oh no! Okay, I'm taking more damage than I'd like. It's fine. What could possibly go wrong? There we go. That's final hit. So, and then we're on the final phase, which is the Grand Battle Cuckoo, the 15th, I think it is. We're going to stay a little bit further to the left than this, and we're going to stay low. This should be a really nice position. So he's walking back and forth. If he hits Tails, he's going to grab Tails and do a load of damage. We've now entered phase 2. He's going to start walking back and forth across the screen. So we're going to just try and avoid those bombs. Oh, got hit and grabbed by him. That's a bit annoying, but I've got plenty of health, so it should be fine. I'm just going to try and hover above him and try and avoid the mines he's throwing. We need to land every now and then just to refresh our flight. But generally, we're just going to try and do that. And time is coming up in around about 3 seconds now.
Hey.
As soon... I did not
That's a really quick 3 seconds.
That was a really quick 3 seconds. I always underestimate that. And that is the Cuckoo Empire destroyed, I think, with the power of...
Napalm.
Napalm bombs, anti-air missiles...
and friendship.
And friendship.
GG, Mindez. Well done. And a really good time. I know that run can have a lot of variability in terms of what time it comes in at, but that's comfortably underestimate.
Yeah, absolutely. My estimate for this game is very conservative because there've been a lot of I've improved a lot over the last since submitting this to UKSG back in April, I think. So yeah, I think my PB in this is 42.11, so it's not super far off. Which has not been submitted to the boards. I really need to do that at some point. But yes, thank you all for allowing me to run this marathon. It's been a real blast being here, actually, in person and being able to do this run properly. It's so good. I hope you've all been enjoying the marathon so far, and all the donations coming in are absolutely incredible. Thank you all so much. As I say, I'm Mindez. You can find me at twitch.tv/Mindezzy. I do speedruns occasionally. I mostly do puzzles every Sunday and don't have time for other streams most of the time, but that's kind of how my life is right now. Huds, where can I find you? I'm
on Twitch TV/HUD601. I'll do more shout-outs later, so I'm coming up in a little bit. But just also to say a huge shout-out to Mindez, who is the leader of the Bad Ideas Club. And I'm fairly certain this is one of the ones that came out of that.
This is pretty much one of the bad ones that came out of the Bad Idea Club. There's a bunch of more bad ideas I need to have in this game. I still need to route 100%. And
oh, no. It's not worth it.
but we actually get to see Sonic, Knuckles, Fang, the crew, the whole crew together.
The whole crew.
Including Fang.
I can't imagine how terrible a run that must be. Well, a huge thank you for having me on comms for this one. It's been lovely joining you for this run.
Yeah,
so
absolutely. Thank you so much.
And shout out to Amber Cyber and for Jimmy Diamonds, not only for helping route this, but also for the massive write-up of notes that I've been reading here, because I'd be lost without this. So thank you.
Absolutely. So yeah, you've not run the game yourself. So no. Thank you so much for coming and commentating, even despite that, because
my pleasure.
The emotional support has been more than helpful anyway. And also shout-outs to the other people that are going to be running today. So Flying Fox has got a run straight after this, and I know you've got a run straight after that. So I'll pass back to the host because I'm doing the host job now.
Hit
Well, as one of the moderators for the Tales Adventure leaderboard, yes, you do have to do a run of 100%. You've got to route it. I'm going to leave that to you. But brilliant run. Thank you, Mindez. Everybody, we are going to be throwing it over to another Tales run. It's going to be Tales in Sonic CD, the 2011 version with Savior of the Planet. If you haven't seen this run before, it's definitely worth checking out. There's a lot going on. And don't forget, you can still influence what's happening with this bid wall, because there's a little bit of a lead for the Japanese music, only by $105. Somebody can sway that. Somebody can definitely sway that. If you've got...
We can make it 205.
How dare you? How dare you? Anyway, that is about to happen just after this intermission, so do stick around and see you later on.